What's going on, YouTube? All to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again. And like I said yesterday in my video, I said two things. One, all signs are pointing to a Nintendo Direct happening sometime this week, and we just had it right now. The other thing I said was that it doesn't mean that just because my next video, the Mortal Kombat Armageddon review, is going to be not this weekend, but the next weekend, doesn't mean that I won't make a video sometime this week. Another one, and here we are. So this is my reaction video to today's Nintendo Direct, February 8th, 2023. A pretty packed Direct, I'm not going to lie. All the rumors, or not rumors, but all the speculations that Nintendo is going to have a light release schedule this year. By the amount of content in this Direct, I will say those speculations have been proven wrong. But by the quality of a lot of these games and content that's been mentioned in today's Direct, I would say those speculations have been kind of confirmed because there is some light stuff here. I'm just gonna go through the Direct in order. I took notes. I just wrote down everything and its release dates, and we'll go through the whole thing and I'll react as we go. So they opened up strong, man. They opened up with a trailer for Pikmin 4. Fine fucking Lee, man. That game is coming, and it's coming July 21st. The trailer looked amazing, man. Pikmin has had a place in my heart since Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. Back in the GameCube days, I didn't play Pikmin 1 or 2 on the Cube because back then, being as young as I was, it wasn't the type of game that I would be able to fully appreciate and enjoy. So I didn't, even though I knew they were basically masterpieces made by the god Shigeru Miyamoto. I just wasn't into real time strategy, and really I'm not into real time strategy now. But Pikmin 3 on the Wii U just got me, and I played it, and I just was obsessed with it. And every time I play Pikmin 3 to this day, every time I start playing it, and I say I get that bug, and I want to go play Wii U, and I say all right, I'm play Pikmin 3. I'm playing it for hours at a time. I'm basically going through the entire game and that time that I'm playing Wii U. So that's an awesome start. Great trailer. Graphically, it looks beautiful. It looks like the cleanest, prettiest Pikmin there's ever been, which it is. We got some new elements in there, some ice Pikmin, Sub-Zero Pikmin, basically. We saw some applications of their powers. Like basically, you could throw a bunch of them into a body of water, and then they will freeze that body of water, so you're able to walk over it. Also saw the addition of what looks to be kind of like a dog, kind of like a pet, that you can use in different ways. You could have it ram through obstacles. You can all climb on its back and have it take you through water. Things like that. It just looks great, man. I cannot wait for this game. And it's coming, this year, July 21st, man. So that's an awesome start. From there, for a good while, we went through just underwhelming shit. Brand new, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Chapter 3 or Wave 3, whatever. Their DLC comes out February 15th, so, about a week or so. And Volume 4 or Wave 4 comes later this year. I don't care. I'm sorry, I really don't. They show the kind of things that they will be adding there. There's like a mode where you can just fight wave after wave of enemies. And doing that unlocks more heroes, if I'm not mistaken. Some shit like that. I don't care. Not impressed. Samba de Amigo, a new Samba de Amigo game coming this year. Who cares? Fashion Dreamer, please. Basically a fashion game where you just put looks together and outfits together. It's I don't want to sound sexist, but it's kind of like a chick game. It's kind of a game geared for young girls. When you happen to be a dude and you're into fashion and all that, and this is up your alley, no disrespect, it's not for me. Okay, then this was kind of cool. Not something that I'm gonna get into, but Dead Cells Return to Castlevania March 6th. Basically, in the Dead Cells art style, that it's the same vibe of the Dead Cells game, kind of like a Dracula adventure with a lot of the characters from Dracula, all the great music. I think they said it's about 50 new covers, songs from the Castlevania series. Sounded awesome. It looks cool, but not whatever. That's coming March 6th. Then we had Tron Identity coming in April. A game in the Tron universe. Then we had Ghost Trick Phantom Detective coming in summer. Then Deca Police 2023. This looked cool. I mean, I can tell you right now, it's not my type of game because it looks like an open world type of RPG, and it looks like it's turn-based RPG, which I don't really like at all. But it has a really nice art style. It looks kind of anime / hand drawn animation. Very, very, very vibrant, colorful. And it has a really nice look to it. But whatever. We went from there. They covered Bayonetta Origins coming March 17th. and they just showed the gameplay. You're playing as a young Bayonetta. You can't really attack the demon Shurshik or whatever his name is that you're with in this game. That demon does all the attacking, and your job as Bayonetta is to kind of like freeze and hold on to enemies and keep them in place while the demon attacks, and stop this enemy while it concentrates on this one, and vice versa. Not interested at all. I can't stand the art style. It looks cheap. I'm just gonna be honest. Splatoon 3 expansion pass wave 1 is coming spring. And there's a wave 2 coming, later on in the year. I didn't really understand this. From what it looked like, they're basically just because in Splatoon 3, which keep in mind I have not played, I don't own. I love the Splatoon series, but as I said, I didn't get around to getting the third one, and by this time, yeah, I doubt I'm gonna get it. Hopefully, I do, but it's not something I'm like dying for anymore. Kind of like got over it. But from what I could tell, they're just basically bringing Inkopolis Square back. Because I guess in Splatoon 3, you're in Splatsville, so a different town, whatever. So if you want the old school, Inkopolis Square from the first two Splatoon games, they're bringing that back. It's basically just a hub world, just to have that nostalgia there. Everything you can do in Splatsville, you can do in Inkopolis Square. Who cares? I mean, nice, I guess. And during Splatfests, Callie and Marie, the Squid Sisters, performed there during Splatfest in Inkopolis Square. Wow. Okay. Whatever. And then Wave 4 was forgot the name of it, but all they really showed off was like an Octoling character standing in what looks like another hub world, but it's all white and it's apparently underwater because fish are swimming by and shit. I mean, I don't know. It just whatever. And it's paid. That's paid DLC. I don't know what the fuck we're paying for there, but whatever. Then there's Illusion Island, which is kind of this one. This one was kind of intriguing. It was a side scroller, old school 2D platformer. In the Mickey universe, so you got Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy. Hand drawn, old school Mickey and Minnie look animated. Like the old looking cartoons. But you can play 4-player co-op together. Of course, there's no mention of online because let's be real, it's the fucking Switch. Online doesn't exist. But you can play 4-player co-op, and it looks like a charming 2D side scroller platformer. Looks real cool. I mean, looks enjoyable. I might actually check that out. Then we had Fire Emblem Engage Wave 2 DLC, which comes out today. I'm just going to say this, and I know there's going to be a lot of people in my subscriber base and just around the world that are going to hate me for saying this. Can Nintendo just put a bullet in this fucking franchise already, please? Can we just stop with the Fire Emblem? I don't like it to begin with. I don't care. I know it has a lot of fans, but Jesus fucking Christ, I've never seen a franchise. Bro, they milk this shit more than Mario, dude. Like, there's Fire Emblem every fucking other month. There's a new Fire Emblem game. I exaggerate, of course, but like every year. And then there's DLC for them. And then there's 17 fucking Fire Emblem characters in Smash Brothers Ultimate. Enough. It's. I don't consider it one of Nintendo's big franchises. Apparently, they do. I just want to see an end to that franchise, at least for a year. Like, just please, enough. That comes out today. I couldn't tell you what was in it if I tried. I just basically throughout that entire part of the presentation, I was just like the longest sigh of my life. Just like, oh, while they were showing that shit off. Then we had Harmony: The Fall of Reverie coming in June. Nothing special there. Octopath Traveler 2 demo available today. Game comes out February 24th. Not a fan, but I've always said that HD 2D art style that Octopath Traveler, the original, introduced and Triangle Strategy uses in all these games. Beautiful to look at. Not my cup of tea whatsoever, but I know it has a lot of fans, so that's coming. As I said, I'm sorry, later this month, so that's awesome for you guys. We Love Katamari coming out June 2nd. We Love Katamari. No, we don't. Then there's a Sea of Stars, August 29th with a demo today. Look like an old school, RPG. Nintendo Switch and the RPGs, bro. There's another saying we have in Latin. Me tienen lo huevo en chao. They basically have my nuts stolen from this, bro. I'm like irritated by this shit. Like, enough. You have way too many RPGs. We had then Omega Strikers, which is a free-to-play. It comes out April 27th. It's a free-to-play game. It's basically like an overhead air hockey match with teams of 3 going at it. And they all have different skills and power moves and all that. It looks really fun. That's something that I might fuck around with at least once, but it's nothing special. Then we had Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection coming June 1st. This is Etrian Odyssey 1, 2, and 3. If I believe they're remastered. I don't remember that part, so don't hold me to that. But Theatrinox again, RPGs. Then finally, Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp coming April 21st. They showed that off a little bit. Looks cool. Never was a really big fan, but I know people have been waiting for this game. And because Nintendo has to be like every other company in the world and just be ultra uber overly sensitive about everything. Once Russia's dumbass started fighting with fucking Ukraine, they were like, we can't release a war game now, even though Call of Duty never stopped coming out. Whatever. It's Nintendo. Then we had Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe demo available today, game available February 24th, and they went over part of the game where it's a I don't know if it's called an epilogue, but it's a kind of story in the game that you can unlock once you clear the main game, and it's about Magalore and getting all Magalore's powers back and whatever. It's a charming 2D side scroller. No, nothing huge. Okay, then here, all right. This pissed me off beyond reproach and then kind of brought me back. Let me explain. They said, okay, and what pisses me off about this, bro, and if my boy ever sees this from work, we were talking about the direct yesterday, and like, oh my god, or earlier today. Well, what's gonna happen? What do you think? Da 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 da. And then it was like, he was like, what would you do, Oscar, if all of a sudden they were like, and here's some news about Nintendo Switch Online. And the screen goes black, and it's just boom, GameCube. I said I would die. I would die of an overload of excessive joy. My heart would rupture. So here comes this fucking I forgot the guy's name, the guy who's basically our guide to Nintendo Direct. This fucker comes out and says, and now for some news on Nintendo Switch Online. And I was like, no, they're not gonna fucking do this. No, they are not going to fucking do this. And what pops up on the screen? The original OG Game Boy. This was another one of those. Who fucking cares? Who cares? The games that we're introducing: Tetris, Super Mario Land 2 and 6 Golden Coins, or whatever the fucking these old Game Boy games. And I'm like, how was this not included from the very jump with Nintendo Switch Online? This does not look like it cost you anything to do. But then they kind of redeemed themselves slightly because they were like, okay, you can use the Game Boy filter, the Game Boy Pocket filter, and the Game Boy Color filter on the games where I play them. Okay, cool, whatever. And then they're like, oh, and then a GBA popped up on the screen. And I was like, do tell. Game Boy Advance. Fucking Mario Kart, I forgot the name of it. It's the first ever portable Mario Kart. Mario Kart Super Circuit or something like that. Which I always had a blast with that game when I was younger. Man, what else? There was Mario. I forgot the games themselves, but like I just remember that Mario Kart one. And I just remember the fact that it's Game Boy Advance. So it was a Link in the Minish Cap, I think, and a bunch of others. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. And I was just like, okay, this is better. It's not GameCube, which is still like, what the fuck is taking so long? But, okay, Game Boy Advance, that's dope. And then they were like, both of these are available today. So, like, right now, I can go on my Switch and play Game Boy Advance games. Awesome. But still, like, it's like so much of this direct was like, yeah, but instead of just, yeah, it was just like, yeah, but they kind of, every time there was a good announcement, they just kind of left something on the table. So that was that. Okay, then this was it. This was the best reveal of the presentation, and yet it had the biggest yeah buts. You know how they're like, okay, boom, here's this headline. They show it, boom, here's this headline. So when it was boom, and here comes the graphic for the next game, I saw the word Prime. And I saw these backgrounds that were so familiar. And I was just like, they're going to fucking finally do it. Because there was a lot of speculation. I know there's a lot of always hope. Everybody's always hoping that Metroid Prime 4 is going to show up. I'm more of the mindset that Metroid Prime 4 no longer exists and they just don't want to say anything. But I was right there. I was like, oh shit, it's Prime 4. And it wasn't Prime 4. But it was Metroid Prime, the original, fully remastered. And it looks fucking gorgeous. And they optimized the controls. So you can actually... like they didn't do for GoldenEye. Yeah, they optimized the controls for dual analog play, and even gave you the option to play it the way it was on the GameCube without dual analog if you want that old school feeling. Options are a great thing. This looked amazing, and I completely and totally, figuratively, of course, shit my pants. I was just like, oh my fucking god, and it just looks so fucking good. It comes out later. Well, it comes out, and this is the fucking part that hurts. I don't get paid till tomorrow, and like I said, my check is gonna be short because my job is stupid, and they made me stay out for COVID that I didn't have, and of course wouldn't pay me. So it's out today, like right now, digitally, and the physical cart comes out February 22nd later this month, which is awesome. I so want to go on there and buy that shit right now. I am like literally chaining myself to this bench to not fucking run to my Switch and do it. Awesome. But that's the yeah. And now the yeah, but is then they made no mention whatsoever of Metroid Prime 4. How the fuck, Nintendo, do you expect your fans to still wait for this? I'm getting hot, man. That's how fucking mad I am. How do you expect them to fucking wait for you and trust in you about this game when here we've been hearing about the Metroid Prime trilogy remastered? Of course, they didn't give us that, but they gave us the first one. Awesome. How does that happen? And this, you technically, supposedly, according to all the leaks and all the information that's gone on about this over the last 2 years, you have had this finished for a long ass time. So it takes nothing for you to fucking flip the switch and put it on the fucking eShop. So how then do you not turn around and say, and by the way, here's your first look at Metroid Prime 4? Or even give us some fucking news. It's because you're Nintendo and you're stupid. That's why you won't do it. Like I said, bro, there is no company I love harder and no company who I fucking hate the way they do things more than Nintendo. That was some bullshit, man. Like, straight up. After that, I have my fucking blood pressure over this shit. After that, Master Detective Archives Raincoat June 30th. Who cares? They had a lot of these like cop type, detective type games in this direct. Then we had something that's real cool for the GameCube heads and RPG heads, of which I am not. I am a GameCube fanatic, but I don't hate, but I don't care for RPGs. But this is two of the most famous ones from the GameCube era. Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 remastered. And it does look remastered as shit. It looks really nice compared to the original game. Coming summer. Then you had Fantasy Life I coming in 2023. Yeah. It's another one of those kind of like life sims and a kind of really Animal Crossing look-alike type shit. Whatever. Then you had a Professor Layton game. I don't even think they gave a date on that one. They just showed a quick little like teaser with Professor Layton. Like, for those of you who like those games, there's another fucking one. Then we had Wave 4 of Mario Kart coming in spring. Wave 4 looks awesome because they're adding a new character to the roster. Birdo is going to be part of the roster, and they're adding what they're saying is a brand new track. This is not from any other game. It's Yoshi's Island. It's not from any other game before, like a lot of these tracks are, and these booster packs. So that's awesome. Can't wait for that. And then the last thing they showed, of course, was a nice extended trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. This is what I will say. I am hyped to the dick for this game. That's not going to change. Because Breath of the Wild was, quite frankly, in my opinion, it's got to be in the discussion for greatest game of all time. Breath of the Wild was an epic. I'm not gonna lie, this trailer it showed off a lot of cool gameplay, which I was like, oh, that's dope, that's nice, that's raw. I like that. There's like vehicle usage in this game. There's a lot of different elements of gameplay that were not in Breath of the Wild, which is what I expected. But I'm not gonna lie, especially at the beginning of the trailer, and this could be straight up because I've gotten spoiled by Series X and my laptop. Graphically, it wasn't all that, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember when we first saw Breath of the Wild, you knew that it wasn't on par with, PS4 and Xbox One at that time, but it still looked breathtaking. It still looked like, wow. And it could also be because we've seen this before. But I just wasn't impressed graphically. I was impressed gameplay-wise. And that is ultimately the most important thing. But graphically, I was just like, it looks like it needs a lot more polish. And y'all only got 3 more months. So, but the game does look impressive overall, and you did get a lot of you heard Ganon speaking, which is awesome. I love the fact that they're giving him a voice. You heard Zelda, sounds like the exact same voice actors, which I like the continuity. Keep that there. Um, and yeah, man, I mean, you got to see a little like insight, somewhat, some story beats here and there. Uh, but just the gameplay looked fantastic. It's just that graphically, I was just like, I don't want to say let down, but I wasn't like, oh shit, it's look how beautiful. Look. I was just like, you know. But overall, I am still hyped as shit for that game. It is still, yeah, especially as far as Nintendo goes, it is my most anticipated game for this year. Um, and that was the entire direct. So, like I said, there was a lot of stuff there. So, light release schedule, not really, but a lot of this stuff was, I'm gonna be honest, in my opinion, was kind of trash. Uh, Not super duper great quality shit, not like heavy hitters at all, with the exception of Pikmin 4, Metroid Prime Remastered, and Tears of the Kingdom. Everything, I mean, Splatoon 3, like you said, I'm a huge Splatoon fan. And like I remember the expansion for fucking Splatoon 2 was a whole adventure thing. Your expansion here is, here's a new backdrop, here's a new hub world to hang out in. What did he do? Like, who fucking cares? The Game Boy shit pissed me off. Game Boy Advance shit was like, okay. No GameCube, no Metroid Prime 4 because it doesn't exist. And nothing, no, god damn it, Nintendo, like no Kid Icarus, no Wave Race, no F-Zero, no Star Fox, no fuck. Nothing no Donkey Kong, no Diddy Kong Racing sequel, or no. I know that would be kind of tough because of Rare and all that, but bro, the way Microsoft and Nintendo have been buddy, bro, you could work that out. Nothing. Again, lacking. Like I said, with the exception of Metroid Prime Remastered, because that was surprising that it actually existed and it actually happened, and Pikmin 4. Which really shouldn't have been that big of a surprise, because the fact that they did show it the last time they had a direct, they mentioned it. It was like, okay, so we should be expecting to see this in the next direct. I just completely, I forgot about Pikmin 4 as much as I love Pikmin, because they don't fucking ever really support Pikmin. All the games that have come to the Switch from Wii U and from older games, the only one that seems to not be able to sell is Pikmin, because Nintendo doesn't fucking support it, bro. They're just like, here's Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And nothing. Barely any commercials, barely any advertising. Like right now, I go on a fucking YouTube video, especially a video game related YouTube video, and the first ad I'm gonna see is a Switch commercial for fucking Fire Emblem Engage, or one of their big games is coming out now. It's always been like that. I never fucking clicked on a video and saw an ad for fucking Pikmin 4. Doesn't exist. Didn't happen. So like again, aside from Metroid Prime, Nintendo is losing that element of surprise, man, that they are renowned for. Like when there's a direct, there's always like usually more than one, but like a big heavy hitter, like surprise, like boom, like surprise, motherfucker, like that hasn't happened in a while, dude. I mean, really. So this direct, if I had to rate it or grade it, I'd say a C plus to a B minus. You want a number system? I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. And really, it gets to a 7.5 because of Metro Prime Remastered, Game Boy Advance being added to Switch Online today. Both of those things happening today. And Tears of the Kingdom, gameplay-wise, looks amazing. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, it wasn't a average direct. It was slightly above average, but So that's my reaction, man. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, man. I hope I didn't bring any of you down, but that's just how I feel, man. Like, fucking, Metroid Prime 4, dude, like, I honestly think, and again, of course, this is just a joke, so I don't want anybody who has family members that suffer from this disease, because it is a horrible disease, to take it personally, because I don't mean it like that. But it's almost as if Nintendo has developed Alzheimer's, and it's just like completely oblivious to the fact that, hey, motherfuckers, you guys did announce Metroid Prime 4 6 years ago. No te acuerdas? You don't remember? What the fuck, man? Like, it's 6 years. You can't even give me the excuse. Well, they had to scrap it and restart it. Yeah, that was almost 4 years ago. Like, dude, it's just whatever, man. This is why. This is why Nintendo is infuriating. So, I mean, I don't get it twisted. I am just a little hot and bothered that I can't fucking buy. I can, but I shouldn't buy Metroid Prime Remastered right now. So I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to wait. But yeah, bro. I mean, it was a decent direct, slightly above average. Um, some good stuff in there. The rest of it was just filler. So, anyways, man, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Like I said, Armageddon in-depth review with captured footage coming not this weekend because my sons are here to visit, and I can't wait for that. But the next weekend. So, and like I said in the last video, I'll say it again now. That doesn't mean that I won't make another video sometime this week or in the in between period. So, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. It's R to the double E. Y'all know what it is. Peace.